Next project on our Project Glock. You know, we said the whole point of this is to have one pistol that we can conceal carry and take to the range. Is going to be fun to shoot, right? So the first thing we've done is we've done our sights. And I've already been rocking this pistol. I've been carrying it every day since we started this project. You know, I'm running a CNG Kydex inside the waistband holder, JC20. If you guys are interested and you want to get one, JC20 get you 20% off. Can't beat that, but I like them. I rock them with all my pistols. All right, so the next project we're going to do is we're going to dive into the trigger. We're going to get rid of this nasty, massive pull, creep, all that stuff on the stock trigger. Now, there are a lot of options that we can do here. I'm going to go over a few different options with you. I'll let you guys decide. All the links will be down below on the parts and pieces for whatever you guys want to do. All right, the first option is the most expensive. If you just want to drop in a trigger, then the trigger that I recommend is the Zev Pro trigger, the Ultimate Kit. It's about $235, right? You're going to get a great trigger out of it. My expert, who let's just say has had his hands on all my combat pistols, is a great fully certified armorer, and I trust him 100% on everything. So a lot of this advice that I'm regurgitating to you guys has come straight from his mouth. All right, so Zev Pro trigger. All right, the Ultimate Kit. And the reason for the Ultimate Kit is when you're going to replace a trigger, there's a lot of other parts and pieces that move together to make the whole function of releasing the safety and engaging the trigger, the striker firing, all right, and the round ejecting. So all those different parts and pieces all need to work together. And if you're going to replace a trigger and that trigger assembly, then it makes sense to have all those other same parts and pieces in there so that they all work smoothly together. All right, now that's the first one. That's the most expensive. That's just kind of a drop in, boom, I'm done with it. I got a great trigger, go rock it. The other method, and this is the way that I went because we're being cost conscious on this project, is I replaced the connector, I replaced the striker spring, and I replaced the safety plunger spring. I did not do the trigger spring, which a lot of guys do, and there's a kit that Ghost sells that has all those parts and pieces together. And I'll tell you the reason why is I did buy it and I put it in here and I did every step. I've already done this project, but I did every spring and every step individually. And then I tested it. I went ahead and I bought a trigger pull scale. So I would test, 5, 6 to 10 different trigger pulls and get an average because this thing isn't perfect. It's not some high dollar piece of kit. All right, that's going to give me the exacts, but I take an average from each thing, and it was pretty good. But I really didn't notice any difference when I replaced that trigger spring. They recommend a 6-pound trigger spring from the stock one. Stock one's a little bit lighter. And the reason for the heavier is it's more about the way that it's pulling the trigger bar and their different parts and pieces and the way that they move. But it's supposed to be better. I didn't notice any difference. I didn't notice anything different with the reset or anything different with that slack or the creep before you actually break the trigger breaks. And from my expert, it wasn't even recommended. He said he really hasn't had great results with it. So I stuck stock on that. But I did do the Edge, the Ghost Edge 3.5-pound connector, and the Ghost 4.5-pound striker spring, and the reduced power safety plunger spring. And again, there'll be links for all this stuff down below so that you guys can order what you want. I ordered them all individually, and the reduced power safety plunger spring and the 4.5-pound striker spring, I ordered the 3-pack. It was only a couple bucks more to go from the getting 1 to getting 3 of them. I went with 3 just because I have more than one Glock, but also, you know how it goes. You got that one little spring and then it bounces out and it's gone on the floor. And now you're waiting 3, 4, 5 more days to get another one in the mail. All right, so that's an option, is order everything individually. That's what I did. You're looking at, for the 3-packs, it was a total of $38 plus whatever, there was tax and shipping or something in there. So 38 bucks for the trigger job that I did. Can't beat it. If you just want to order the single springs, you'll save like $5. It's like 32 plus your tax. The other option is they do sell a kit. You can buy this, the Ghost Edge 3.5-pound connector and it comes with 2 striker springs. It's a 6-pound and a 4-pound. It also comes with the 6-pound trigger spring, and it comes with the reduced coil, the reduced safety plunger spring. So you'll have all those parts, but I recommend then also individually ordering the 4.5-pound striker spring. And here's the reason. My expert is the one that recommended that. And the reason is, when you get below 4.5 pounds on that striker spring, that's when you can start to have some failure to fires, or the primer's not going to go off. We don't want that, because again, yeah, we would love to have a great competition trigger in this gun because we're going to shoot it on the range a bunch, but we're also carrying it, right? It's our EDC gun. It's working dual purpose, so what's half a pound, right? I would rather have that confidence and that reliability in that moment when I really need this gun to go bang, rather than have a misfire and then in the heat of the moment I'm trying to tap, rack, bang, right? So that's the method that I went. That's what I'm recommending to you guys. But again, this is your gun. This is gonna be your pistol. You can do however you want. But again, it's all about $35, $40 for whatever parts and pieces that you want to get to follow along with this job. Now, like I said, I did everything. I individually tested everything, and I saw results of, my trigger getting better as I started adding all the parts and pieces. And I would say right now where I'm at with the parts that I just talked about, and I did some polishing on this just to get it a little bit better. But I'm right about 4 pounds is where my pull is, and I did the polishing because I still. It was still a little rough. It was kind of almost like it was sort of catching a little bit as I was coming back before the trigger would break, as I'm trying to take up that slack, and then I'd hit that wall. It just wasn't a real crisp break. It still, there was still a little bit of creep in there. It just felt gritty to me. So I went ahead and I polished some of the pieces. And when we do the install, I'll go over and show you exactly how to do it. But basically, it's going to be the metal on metal parts that are going to be touching each other and moving in sync with each other that you want to go ahead and polish. So there's really 3 main areas. It's going to be, well, kind of 4 if you want to add in. I did end up even polishing my Ghost connector. So I polished that area. I polished the back side of the trigger bar where those two make contact with each other. I polished the top here where it makes contact with the striker. And then I polished the top of the trigger bar where it makes contact with the safety plunger. All right. And I also polished the safety plunger, the top of that. I've got those pieces moving and touching each other. Why polish one if you're not going to do the other? So I kind of did everything. And then where I felt like I was getting some of the rubbing on the side of the trigger bar right here, it's really not, it's not supposed to, or really not supposed to make any contact with the side of the frame here. But as I could kind of see as I was watching the action of it, it looked like it's getting close. So whatever, I went ahead and polished the side of it too. Did it make any difference? I don't know. But after I was all said and done, I don't know if that was it or not, but I did have a better trigger. So for less than $40, really, you can get away with a couple parts and springs and can have a way better trigger than stock. And that's the goal of this. We're not trying to break the bank, all right? And we're not getting crazy with super light springs because, again, this is our EDC pistol. That's it. Next project, trigger job. There's your parts and pieces. Links down below. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so that you guys are alerted next time a video drops so that you can follow along and build your pistol also. All right? I'll be working on the exact how-tos on how to do all this work next. So once you guys get your parts and pieces in, you'll be able to build it, get it done, ready for the next step.